Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode, powered by Hayabusa, is all about calf kick setups. All right, welcome back to the channel. Today, again, special guest Ross Levine in, Black Belt Magazine, Hall of Famer, Glory 2019, Knockout of the Year, and Karate Combat Standout, Ross Turbo Levine. I got his nice merchandise on today, and he's spending some time here at Bazooka Kickboxing, so I thought it'd be a perfect chance to bring him on the channel and teach you guys stuff. As I mentioned in the last video he was in, I don't trust many people teaching, but with his background, he's one of the people that I want you guys to learn from. So let's get into our favorite calf kick setups to start. So we're gonna give Ross the first option to let us know what his first one is.
Sounds good. First of all, thank you for the awesome intro.
Thank you.
If you guys saw the last video, we were talking a little bit about the sidekick and how to enter with the sidekick. So one of my favorite things to do off of that sidekick is once I've developed the shell, so a quick review, I'm not chambering into my chest, I'm throwing straight at the elbow. Now this one in particular is good for an open stance, meaning Bazooka Joe is left leg forward, I'm right leg forward, so we have our chest open to the same direction. That's key for this one here. So I'll throw my sidekick a couple times to make sure I'm getting him stable in that position and kind of hunkering down to protect from here. Once I know I have that, what I'll do is I'll feint, touch. Now this can just be a hand pin to make sure that he's not coming back at me with a strike, or I can give a little shove, and from here we'll do something called a pendulum, where I bring this leg in a little bit, and then I'll load up on that lead calf. All right, so again, I'm throwing it off of my sidekick, drill that a couple times, and then I'll feint, touch, and drill a hard calf. Now, if you're comfortable switching stances, I can play my rebound off of that however I like. So once I hit that calf, I can come back to my southpaw stance, or from here, go right back into orthodox and maybe set up my next technique.
Yeah. What I like about that one too is if you go back to that other match stance, go back to the calf again with a little bit more power.
Absolutely.
So I like that because it's a little bit more untraditional. Usually when you get calf kick setups, they're always wanting to be here on the match side. So good setup, good attack to the leg. So I'm gonna do my first one with the open stance too. But I'm gonna transition to match stance to be able to get more power on that calf. So the first thing I like to do from here is one, I gotta get him reacting, okay? So maybe I even throw an inside kick here, or I throw a cross. And then from here, I'm gonna feint to be able to get into my stance switch. Now, it's all about the setup to this, because if I just shift to my stance without setting it up or without feinting, exactly, I'm gonna get hit walking in. So I need to, one, create a setup. So if I'm here and then all of a sudden I feint here, and then I could attack that calf. And just as Ross mentioned, after I'm in that position, I could stay here, maybe come back again, or I can double step back out and get back to my dominant stance and that open stance. So shift to calf kick is my first one.
And I think just to piggyback on all of that, the important thing, and we see the benefit of calf kicks, but we also see the downside of calf kicks and getting checked very often. So in our system, we call it throwing dry kicks.
Yep.
I would never just scoot in and try and throw like a dry calf kick without a setup. It's just too easy to see coming, especially in a league like Karate Combat where there are no kicks from knee to hip. So if I'm going low, it's going to the calf, and it's too easy for you to turn that leg out to check, and that's where you see the broken foots. Same thing going inside, too easy. So you have to make sure you're setting it up, always build off of that.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, with you with Karate Combat, a lot of them are traditional martial artists where they do have that bladed stance.
Yeah.
So kicking on that inside, way too dangerous.
Very dangerous. Okay, so my second one, we're gonna go for match stance as well, and we'll do just a little slide technique. So again, whole big idea is I wanna get that shell, make sure my opponent is staying put, and then I like to throw this off my 1-2-1. Many times I'll throw my 1-2-1 just to create like a wedge and make them either step back a little bit or give them a reason to pick their hands up. So it's not necessarily power, just 3 quick punches up top to get their hands up, get their attention away from the calf. So as I throw my 1-2, I'm stable. When I throw my 1, my rear leg steps out to the side. So now I have a nice angle, I've got a nice frame, and I can load up big power into that calf. And the good thing on the outside of that is once I've taken that angle, they're here, and now for them to hit me or recover, they have to turn, which gives me a chance to fire back again. So again, I throw my 1-2-1, right? I'm getting them used to this here, and then from here, out, attack, and back. Always ready in a good position so I can hit and then continue my movement forward.
Two things I like about that one is, one, that angle is beautiful if you want for that nice right hand, which we see a lot from a lot of karate fighters. But that angle out too, it almost makes it safer and gives you more access to the calf. Because a lot of times here, even if you slightly turn your toes out, I might still hit my foot. But if I'm on that slide angle, I could really take that calf really strong.
Yes, sir. A little bit safer.
Yep. Now, my second one is a little bit more unorthodox, one you don't really see very often. And the reason I'm showing you guys this one today is because one of the dangerous things about attacking the legs is you're open to counter punches. So that's why we always talk about the setups and what Ross mentioned, you know, the dry kicks. You need to set them up. So what I want to do, one, if I use my feints about getting the shell here, and I'm going to hold the hands as I attack the calf, okay? So even what I do is I'm going to push Ross back slightly a little bit. Because if I'm here, I don't have that space. But if I push him back, I could attack really well. Now, I can hold with two hands, right? It's a little bit less power here. But when I want to drive a little bit of power, I might hold the one hand and be able to chop it, right? So it's built-in defense so I don't get countered with the calf kick. And I find this one works really well in MMA and with small gloves because you can use the fingers and grab. But even with boxing gloves, right, I can still pressure with the hand here. Okay, I can still pin my opponent's hands closer to their center line, which makes it really difficult for them to attack. So the idea about this one is staying defensive and still being able to attack the calf.
What I love the most about that too is anytime you have a pushing sensation onto my own body, my gut instinct is going to be to try and either get my hand free or push back. And that just alleviates the fear of, okay, what happens now when I go low? As soon as you're putting pressure on my hands, I'm trying to find a way to figure this out. And now all of a sudden my leg is not being paid attention to, and you get basically a free kick.
Yeah, and now another thing we talked about the other day is you asked the question of where do I like to kick on my part of my foot on your calf. I said I like to use the instep for the calf. What do you like?
I think it all depends on how you're setting it up. Like, for example, just going off of my two setups for today, if I'm out here, I'll probably go a little bit more with the foot so I can stay long, maybe try and attack that peroneal nerve and get that foot drop and hopefully end the fight. If I'm going off to the side, I have a free shot where I can really dig in. Now, obviously, you've seen people lose fights from getting low kicked quite a bit, and you can dig big shin into big muscle, and that can be a fight ender. So now what do you think about big shin into a small muscle? I get off to that side, I can really step deep and crack into that calf.
Yep, and I think all of those are important, just knowing what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, even with the leg kicks, right? Sometimes if I'm doing my setup low kick, I hit with more of the instep. If I'm going, you know, attacking hard, I go higher shin. So it's kind of more what you're trying to do. But I think the key is you need to know what you're trying to do, not just throw it wildly. Try to kind of use the right part of your foot to create as much damage as you can. And I think a lot of times people just kick it, but it's the precision on where you're landing that does the damage.
Big time. And again, it's just having different opportunities, different ideas, and if you throw it one way all the time, it's not wrong, but it's wrong if it's the only way you can throw it.
Now, question for you, how hard was it to transition to karate combat not being able to hit the quad? Because that to me was crazy.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge was just learning how to condition my calf, because you know, you take a couple of those calf kicks and all of a sudden you can't train for a week. So it was challenging, but just like anything else, you know, we're martial artists. We're built to adapt, and I think that's what we do best as traditional martial artists that maybe other stylists don't do. They kind of stick in their own ways, but it's all about having an open mind, you know, empty the cup out, fill it back up, and it's been pretty good so far.
So a suggestion on how you conditioned your calves.
One, don't get hit. Number two, you just have to get used to it, have good sparring partners, work with people that are not going to wreck you for a week, and just work on your defense, work on your movement, and that's really the best way. It's such a small muscle, it's hard to condition. It's not like you can, you know, doing a lot of resistance exercise, build up that armor, you know, maybe doing a little bit of calf raises, but the big thing is just get used to knowing where it's coming from, and if you understand your enemy, you can fight against them.
Yeah, do you believe in the concept of constantly hitting it to make it a little bit more durable?
I don't think I would do that. I think that would take me out of my training for quite too long. So I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. You know, you got to find what works best for you and go for that.
Yeah, and if it's when in doubt, if it hurts and you can't block it, try to pull out, right?
Yeah, or step in.
step in and use your hands, pressure. So there's tactics, but hope you enjoyed the 2 different examples we gave you of our favorite calf kick setups. Remember, it's a kind of a new weapon, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand where it came from. Do you have an answer on that one?
It's funny because when it started happening in the MMA world, all the Thai fighters were like, oh, we've been doing this forever, but we never saw it in competition. So maybe it's been there, but it's been in the shadows, and now it's brought into the light.
And I don't think I've seen any fight stopped with calf kicks in kickboxing yet.
Not yet.
Not that I can think of.
Not yet.
So,
we'll see.
Well, we got some time. So I think with karate combat now, focusing on the calves and the body just makes you think a little bit more and be a little bit more strategic.
Yes, sir.
All right, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you support the channel sponsors. We'll start with Hayabusa by going to Hayabusa Fight. We have Perfect Sports Nutrition using code Bazooka20 to get 20% off your supplements. And last but not least, bazookatraining.com. For $9.99 a month, you get a full curriculum of videos taught by me with over 200 archive videos and 4 brand new videos every Monday. We got bag workouts, home workouts, sparring drills, tutorials, lots of videos for you to learn, and they're all classified so you can kind of learn. If you want to learn boxing, knees, kicks, combinations, it's all laid out for you. All right, hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.